where silence ruled the outer space. Ominously towering, it stood, the symbol of a spirit war between the one named Lucifer and the morning star, the ultimate of good. Enveloped by 1,000,000,000 planets, clean as lightning and hard as granite, a cosmic coliseum would host the end of the war between the Lord of sin and death and the omnipotent creator of man's first breath, who will decide who forever will be the champion. For the fight of the ages was assembled and in place. The angels came in splendor from a star. The saints that had gone before were there, Jeremiah, Enoch, Job. They were singing the song of Zion on David's harp. The demons arrived, offensive and wild, cursing and blaspheming God, followed by their trophies, dead and gone. Hitler, Napoleon, and Pharaoh come home, tormented and vexed and grieved, waiting for their judgment from the throne. Then a chill swept through the mammoth crowd, and the demons squealed weakly as a soaring mulberry repulsive restlessness felt. Arrogantly praising hands held high, draped in a sparkling shroud, trolled by demons, Satan ascended from heaven. Then Satan cringed, the sinner groaned, the demons reeled in pain, as a swell of power like silent thunder rolled. With a surge of light beyond intense, illuminating the universe, in resplendent glory, appeared the Son of God. Then a persona, yes, extraordinaire, appeared in center ring. God the Father will oversee the doom. Opening the book of life, each grandstand hushed in awe, as majestically he said, "Now here's the rules. You'll be wounded for their transgressions, bruised for iniquities. When he said, by his stripes they're healed, the devil shook. He screamed, this is my specialty. I hate that healing junk. God said, you shut your face, I wrote the book. Then the Father looked at his only Son and said, you know the rules. Your blood will cleanse their sin and calm their fears. Then he pointed his finger at Satan and said, and I know your rules. You've been twisting them to deceive my people for years. Satan cried, I'll kill you, Christ. You will never win this fight. The demons wheezed. Satan jeered, you're a deadbeat, Jesus. I'm all witnesses you happened to me. Jesus said, go ahead, make my day. The bell, the crowd, the fight was on, and the as wounds appeared upon his hands and feet. Then Satan kicked him in his side, and blood and water flowed. And they waited for the 10 count of defeat. God the Father turned his head, his tears announcing Christ was dead. The 10 count would proclaim the battle's end. Then Satan trembled through his sweat in unexpected horror. Yet, as God started the count by saying, 10.
Hey, wait a minute, God.
9.
You're counting wrong.
8.
His eyes are
7.
his face is red.
6.
Where's the fright coming from?
5.
He's alive!
4.
He rose from the dead. So listen, you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember back a couple of weeks ago when Moses had the Israelites and they came to the Red Sea? And Moses raised his staff and said, "Stand still." and see the salvation of the Lord. Because what was the Lord going to do? He was going to fight their battles. Yes, He was going to fight their battles. And that's the same for us today. We just got to stand still because the battle's won, right? The battle is already won. We got to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Because whatever's going in our life, God will take care of it if we give it over to Him, won't He? So we want to thank God for that. And then last week, we talked about some heads of the household, didn't we? We talked about the children and the parents, and who else was it? Who was above the parents? Was it the mom or the dad? The dad. And then Jesus, and then God. See, sometimes our dads fight some battles for us, don't they? Sometimes they fight some battles for us, but they always have Jesus and God to look to, like we do, right? So we want to thank God for our dads today. And we just want to take some time and just thank God Himself today. How do we do that? What are some ways that we can thank God for everything He's done, for the battle will be won, and that place called hell that we don't have to go to? With praise. I want you guys to stand to your feet. And let's just thank God for fighting our battles, for doing things for us. And listen, I understand that some people don't raise their hands, and that's okay. You just want to close your eyes. All I'm asking is that everybody close their eyes. And if you feel that unction, you would say